A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We warmly welcome you after a long time to A2Y. Hi, Azi. How are you?
Hey, Yasas. Good evening, friends. It's good to be back, isn't it, Yasas?
Definitely, definitely. Now it's in right order, right? A2Y.
Yes, yes.
A2Y. I can't remember how we used to show it.
Yeah.
Anyway, great to be back, Kasi. I think we are at the end of a brilliant year, 2025,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes,
In my
yes.
mind, still 2025 is new. I don't know how it is for you.
I don't know. I can't even remember how we started then. Now it's almost 365 days has gone.
Yeah,
New
yeah, we are
dawn.
just a day away, right? And 2026 is new. I don't know. I'm still not used to saying 2025. So now we have to practice to say 2026, which is
6. Yeah.
difficult. Anyway, Azi, let's jump in because we have 20 minutes to talk and we really want to keep this going. So rather than wait
Yes.
until 2026, we thought let's come back with A2I and talk about some topics, especially with the things that has been happening and the things that we have been involving in.
Mm.
There's something to share, right? So that's the whole purpose of it. So Azi, I think
Absolutely.
this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no. I was acknowledging what you said. And, I said absolutely right. Yes, that's because last year we had some bumpy rides and we had some good time. And um, in organizations, we go up and downs. So that's why we thought of again coming back to A2Y to share our wisdom, to share our knowledge, and share our expertise and experiences. Like we always say, this is what we have experienced. That's what we are sharing with you. If it is relatable, relevant, and important for you, you can obviously take the information home and help your organization to grow.
Definitely, Azi. And I think from our side, 2024 we were consistent with A2I. 2025 we were not. We were busy with many other things. But two of us thought, okay, let it go. What has happened has happened. But 2026 at least we want to be focused with A2I. Bring in new interesting content like we used to do because we had a lot of engagement in 2024 when we had
Mm.
A2I
Mm.
continuously. And of course this year a lot of things happened, right? If we go back to our business, how we really started, we started initially as it was a web development company, then we moved into
Mm.
digital marketing as an agency, then we went into digital marketing consultancy, and now we are actually making the change, or we have already made the change into an AI agency. So I think when you
Yes.
say AI today, like last time we were talking A2I, we were talking and defining, and we were saying why people should not be afraid of AI. I think
Yeah.
now we don't have to even talk about it because almost everyone, including kids, are using AI. Right? We were one of the first to talk about AI in the webinar platforms, and at that time I clearly remember there was a lot of confusion, a lot of people are worried. But now I
Mm.
think everybody has understood AI has become part of their life in whatever way, right?
Absolutely.
Even from food recipes to, I'm so surprised sometimes people are like saying random things which are basic things that you do day to day life. They'll say like, hey, ask ChatGPT, ask Gemini, and I'm like, wow. So that's the adoption level in this, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 years time that we've seen people have picked up. And we as a company have also realized, and we were talking about this even the initial days, how AI should change the game when it comes to how you do marketing, how you do sales, how you build your business processes. And
Mm.
especially because we are consulting for startups, we realized, how much value addition can be brought in. But I think, Azi, we need to again give emphasis that our objective is not to replace humans. We
True.
are dead against that. AI or any other technology out there should be done or used in a way that it helps humans to be better, humans to have a better
Mm.
lifestyle. It should be
Mm.
human centric AI, and that is something we need to really establish before we start 2026. There's
True.
no intention to replace humans. but it is to make human life more effective and efficient, and probably bring a better lifestyle, so that we take away all the repetitive, unnecessary time that we spend on things and use our time in better ways. So, Azi, are we ready to talk about what areas we are talking about AI and we are using AI day to day, and how we are going to bring AI to our customers and anyone who's interested? Shall we jump into that?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yes. Before that, I wanted to say something. What you said, it's actually really powerful. How we use AI to empower ourselves in a nutshell, and when it comes to self, it's the organization as well more efficiently. And this is something that actually this happened. I actually couldn't tell you this. This happened early in the morning today, when I had a very interesting client conversation, and the client actually asked, what is AI agency, Asi? So I was thinking to explain in a deeper manner, then it's actually triggered me. I mean, AI agencies, correct me if I'm wrong, yes, As. This is actually what I shared with the client. I said we are using artificial intelligence, AI, in our business to work smarter and faster to be more profitable. So
Exactly.
later on, when I reflect, it's actually true. So we are using
Exactly.
AI to
So
work
it
smart.
is anything, right? To be, as you said, smarter, more effective, and to generate profit end of the day. Because if
Yeah.
we are going to just waste time doing things, now one thing you, me, and even Richard from our team, we always talk about is, I mean, why are we wasting time on certain tasks?
Mm.
Unfortunately, our environments we work in, when we have to deal with, sometimes government enterprises and other third parties, there are certain things that we have to do it manually, whether we like it or not.
Yes.
Also, when it comes to preference of individuals, you need to have that human touch, and that cannot be
Mm.
taken away.
Mm.
And then understand the human nuances, like, okay, how would a real human look at this, how would they view this? Still, we need to definitely have human involvement.
True.
But there are things like, which are repetitive tasks, whether it's
Mm.
finance, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, even generative AI, like using creatives. There are
It is.
certain elements that can be created. We can't eliminate the human touch, and that should not be done. There still needs to be a human approve, I believe, because sometimes you have that intuition, you have that moment to kind of bring in a human aspect to it. But saying that, we can be more effective, more efficient, and we can use even training, Azi, like we've been
Mm.
talking. You can easily bring AI workflows to train your team, your new team on board. Because one challenge you, me, and Richard always has is, the time we spend on training new team members. Of course, you can have videos, you can have learning portals and all that, which we've been doing, Notions and so on and so forth. But how can we personalize training? That is where the human element came in certain training elements, right? So now, today, what we are doing in our organization is we've split the training aspect. There are certain
Mm.
parts that is customized through AI, and there's
Yes.
a human element where we get involved. So now the basics, like the standard policies, the standard practices, processes, we don't need real
Mm.
humans to spend time in doing that, because it's self-explanatory and it can be customized. Now, what do we mean by customized? If you talk of, let's take a digital marketing industry, because that's something we are coming from. If you take a creative person to a digital marketing consultant or a performance marketing consultant, the policies are going to be different to them, right? What would be required for the digital marketing person is going to be different to the creative person, or if it's like a art director, or maybe even a copywriter. So how do we have our training portals customized? One way was, you do user access and you say, okay, this user gets this, that user gets this. But AI can today, just given the job role, can take the existing material, customize it, parameterize it, and create learning paths to that person. We
Mm.
can generate learning paths where you don't have to go from A to Z. That's one problem we have, right? When you go through a training program, you have to start from the basics, even if you know the basics. Or if
Yes.
you don't know a particular part, you don't know that part till you really cover it. So you have to go through the complete training material,
Great
which is a
point.
waste of time for the person who's learning as well. So today, we can have assessments built in, workflows built in such a way that after assessment, based on how you perform, based on your skill gap identified, then your organization learning or your training material gets customized, it gets personalized. And then the elements where human aspects needs to come in, that's where the real human trainers come into play. So this is one way we can really use AI. So coming back, what do we do with AI? One is building AI workflows. Because when you look at an organization, there are many areas that we can bring AI workflows for repetitive work, which means you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. If for the last year, if you take 2025 ending tomorrow, if you take 2025 as a year and you felt like most days you're doing something, the same thing again, now that is a process that you can probably automate. That's a process where you can bring an AI element. Sometimes it's basic things like data entry, right? Sometimes it is like manually checking something. Sometimes it's sales outreach where it's a boring task where you have to go and look for people, identify them, put them into a particular database, or maybe you search them on the internet, see whether their details have changed. So it can be like CRM updating, yeah, which is a pretty boring thing. I mean, I don't want to do that. I don't know about you, Aziz. These are things as a human you have no kick. You don't have a go at it.
True.
So why not bring AI with something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that just to add something to what you said, yes, as coming back to the same example you said, before AI, we used to, when a client send us an email, we read it, we understand it, and we reply it manually. And now with this AI, what do you call it, process workflow, emails comes, AI reads it, AI understand the questions, and AI draft and set it for our human approvers, and then reply automatically. So there's obviously two sides for that
simple workflow example, right?
Yes.
And now the danger of that workflow, just to add in, is what we've seen also. Like everybody's emails are almost the same now, right? It has the same tonality, yeah. But English has improved. But the problem is, has English really improved or has English declined because people are just clicking send? Now, if there's no comprehension, if you're not reading the email, if you're not taking the points, the draft points that is summarized, then there's a problem. And I think this is one danger that the youngsters have. Like, I was just listening to a conversation my son was having with a colleague on a project that they're doing. And his colleague was like, let's ask ChatGPT. And I felt that was a wrong use of asking ChatGPT because they were trying to use ChatGPT or any LLM to do that entire assignment. And I had to tell them, like, look, this is wrong. And they were like, no, this is not cheating. Yeah, we have to still type it. Yes, you have to type, but we need to teach, whether it's organizations or individuals, where to use AI and where not to use AI, because there are certain areas that you need to still give your input into it. That's how it's going to be personalized. Now, email is something, whilst it helps us, that's the place that I really like to put my human touch. If you remember a long time ago, as we used to have a time where I used to write letters.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
True.
And I saw this.
Don't guess our age now.
Yeah. I never wrote though. I never wrote letters personally because my handwriting was bad. So thanks to me, even to my wife, I was able to send emails and chat. So lucky, right? But I saw this. I think, not going off the topic, but Taylor Swift had made an amazing profit during the last couple of years or last year in her tours, and she has written handwritten letters individual to each and every crew member to make it special, right? And distributed $100 million of profit among all the crew members. One particular camera crew guy or some technical guy had got $100,000 as an additional bonus because of that sharing. But the whole point is, personalizing with handwritten is still something. I think in future, personalizing your email, typing it yourself is going to be something. So we are going to kind of say, like, I really typed that email to you. That's going to be something that people are going to boast about in future, the way things are going. But coming back, that's AI workflow. That is how you really taken something that's already there. used the power of AI and kind of automated it. And this happens on a day-to-day basis. So we as an agency, just to bring in, is there's no, I mean, there are use cases you can openly talk about. Okay, this is where we can bring AI for you. We can bring generative AI into your social media. We can generate AI creatives, but up to what extent? At what point? In what way? There's so much of discussions that still has to happen with companies. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to use AI in the wrong way, and you're going to, if it starts hallucinating, if it starts bringing wrong information, you are going to automate something wrong, which is going to have more repercussions for your business, which is going to kind of have bigger problems. Now, like the CRM automation, CRM updating, that's a very easy to do AI automation that we can build in for any organization. That's a boring thing. That's something that even if you give the task to an individual, I don't think they'll do it in the most efficient way because they won't like it. Right? Nurturing databases, going through, sending cold mails and kind of doing that whole process as an inside salesperson, probably I don't think many people would do that. So these are things that AI can really, really help. Also, when it comes to identifying certain products that are outdated. Now, if you take a e-commerce business as an example, your e-commerce business, of course, it might be linked to the inventory at the back end. So when the stockouts happen, it automatically takes the product out of display. But more than that, when you update your let's say your Shopify portal or your WooCommerce portal, you need to start thinking of, okay, what's the title, what's the description, what are the variants. And sometimes your product shoots don't have all the photographs. Maybe you have the front photo, maybe an angle photo, that's it. But what if you want to create a 360 view? What if you want to have adaptations? Now, if it's a garment, a t-shirt, the t-shirt on the dummy is fine, but seeing a t-shirt on real human, and if you haven't had the photo, you're not going to get a grasp of it. Now, is this something you can use AI? Now, garments probably, apparel is probably not the best example because you're selling something that needs to look right, and an AI can probably make it look too good, which is not the real situation. But let's say a standard product, you want to see it placed on a particular place. I think Amazon today has that ability. You can look at a product and use augmented reality to see how that product will look like in your sitting room, on your sofa, in your room. IKEA has that. So these kind of things is how AI can add value, and we can really help you to build such processes. And this is what an AI agency should do, Asi. Really identify problems and innovative ways of enhancing the business process using AI as a technology, not to eliminate people, but to add more value. Anything you want to add, Asi?
And I completely agree with you. Simply put it across, what we are doing is when we run a business in an organization, you have common real life challenges. So we are integrating AI into these common practical activities where you can, number one, be more efficient, number two, save time, and number three, save money. Fourth one is to be profitable.
Definitely. And let's take a simple example, Adi. Now we are 18 minutes down on this webinar, and after 20 minutes, we know for a fact there'll be very few people who watch all 20 minutes unless it's a live stream, the re-watch of it. But if you look at shorts or reels or Insta videos, they have to be probably a minute or 1.5 minutes max, right? Now, the pain a video editor has to go through to watch this 20 minutes video, or if it's worse, if it's a 1 hour or 2 hours webinar, somebody with sense has to sit with the editor and say, like, okay, take this aspect, take this, take that. If it's a multi-product shoot, take different camera angles, and that is something that's going to waste time.
Yes.
Again, now this is an ideal situation where AI can analyze the content. And if you look at TikTok does it on its own today. If you go TikTok live, they pick the highlights, the most commented, the most interacted, the most engaged, the most coin, the most donations, stars. And stars. Even it's not stars, right? They have
coins.
Yeah,
tokens. Yeah, tokens is
the most moments that you really earned through TikTok can be picked up through AI. So this 20 minutes video, if you want to have like several clips, we can use AI to shorten it. That's one way of doing it. So what I would rather say is, Asi, because we are running out of time, we just achieved 20 minutes. We'll just post this QR code. You can scan this QR code and check
Okay.
our AI offerings, which is on the other side. Asi, other side. Yes, yes.
Ah,
The right, but
yeah,
the
the
other
mirror
way.
effect. Yeah, mirror effect.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Use that QR code and you will go into our AI offerings. You'll figure out what we do as an agency, how we build AI offerings, and there are some non-AI. There are AI offerings, but not directly the way you would see. But have a look and let us know. Comment, send us messages. We are happy to have conversation. There's no commitment to have a conversation. We can just sit with you, have a audit discussion, figure out whether we can add value to you. What we didn't talk is actually generative engine optimization and some other things that we do. Maybe we'll keep it for 2026 as a separate discussion.
Yes, absolutely. Like correctly what Yasa stated, just go through the link, read it. I mean, read it, understand it, and if there's any areas unclear, that's where you talk to us. Not more than 50 minutes. Maximum 50 minutes is more than enough. That's the only investment that you are going to make.
Exactly, exactly. So with that, Asi, I mean, we'll end 2025's edition of A2Y, and let's come back with A2Y 2026 edition, where we're going to talk about practical things. And I think even if it's not A2Y, we might be interviewing some other people also as we go
Yes.
in, some experts in the field. Maybe it's through our Yokoten series, but stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, like the link shows below, and you can see our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube URLs, or rather the handles. Type them, follow us, and you will find out more about this. So with that, let's wish everyone a very happy, successful, and brilliant 2026, isn't it, Arun? Over to you,
Happy New
Asi.
Year, guys. See you next week.
See you and wish you all the best. Signing off, I'm Yasas.
And I'm Asi.
See you.